Hey guys, today I'm going to work on something that some of you probably don't recognize. This is an alien mold from the Alien movies, or Alien vs. Predator, those movies. I have all these movies. I love these movies, and a friend of mine bought me this. I think it's just something that sits on the table. It doesn't actually do anything, but it's cool, so we're gonna go with it. We are using mica powder, the Chameleon mica powder. Now these I got from, I have 5 different shades that I'm going to be using. I got these from Temu. I, again, will try and post the link if it's available. I tried to post the link of the dinosaur puzzle, and it was already discontinued. So, unfortunately, I can't help with that. Obviously, you can, if you have Temu, you can keep searching for it. I'm sure it'll come back because things come back every few days once they're out of stock. So, yeah, I will do my best to post a link for this. For this, I'm just going to be painting or dusting the powder on here. So I'm going to try and not talk, kind of listen to the birds kind of situation. But I'm going to dust this on here, and then I'll have to still mix up the resin. I didn't want to mix it prior because sometimes it does take a while for me to get all the mica powder where it needs to go, and by the time I'm done, the resin is already starting to set, which I don't want a whole bunch of bubbles in these like small crevices and such. So that's where I'm at. Let me see. I kind of have a gradient of where the colors are going. So this will be the tail, and then I have the legs and arm, and then the body and the head. That way it isn't all one color, and it is the chameleon, so it's supposed to change colors in the sunlight, and I'm hoping that'll kind of have a cool effect. But that's where I'm at. Alrighty, so let's get into it. I'm just going to take a little bit on the brush, a little bit at a time, because it does spread out pretty well. And you also don't want too much, otherwise it starts floating. Alrighty. I didn't mean really for it to look like it's just going to be red and purple. This kind of looks like a mermaid purple, but I was just going off what the pictures showed. So, like you can see that these two are very similar, but it turned out that one was more purpley, which is fine. I mean, aliens don't have a set color. They're not all little green guys. So this is what I'm going with. Alrighty. Now let's get some resin mixed. I will probably pour more than I need. But that's fine. I'm going to put on some gloves. For anybody that's new and hasn't heard the disclaimer, if you're messing with resin and you don't know if you're allergic to it or not, my hands are so sweaty, I don't think these are going on. And you don't know if you're allergic to it or not, put gloves on. My cousin's wife is allergic to resin, so she breaks out in hives. I know I'm not allergic to resin. However, I don't like being sticky. So I half the time put resin or put gloves on. It just depends on my mood for the day on whether I feel the need for gloves. Sometimes you can get the resin off with just some rubbing alcohol. Other times it doesn't go anywhere. So that is my disclaimer for the day. And I'm just using the Aircore Art epoxy resin, the 2-part. I think, see, this is why I put it on before I even open the bottle, because there's always something on the bottle. I'm going to go ahead and do 100. I'm not sure. That's probably way more than I need, but you guys, I think I've announced it enough times. I don't let anything go to waste, so I will find something else to put it in, and it'll be fine. And if anybody has any questions or anything about what I'm doing, or if I can try something different, or anything like that, because I'm a learn as I go kind of person anyways. You guys are along for the ride. Okay. So we're going to mix this up. So I've done one other project that I didn't actually record because it was a frantic project, me trying to get it done. And I figured out that if the resin you use is just, if it's clear, then the figure doesn't really look right. So you need to put color in it. I did put color in it, but all I did was put epoxy or resin pigment. I didn't put anything to make it less transparent, so it really didn't help the situation. So I think what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to use white pigment, because that makes it less see-through. I don't know what the difference between the white and the colored is, but the white makes it less see-through. So I'm going to use some white, and then probably some brown. I feel like brown will help. It'll be dark enough to allow for the glistening of the mica powder, but not so dark like black would be that it'll take away from it. Because this kind of has red in it anyways. I think, like this has sandy brown, isn't there? Okay, this has sandy brown. It has violet, red, and sandy brown, so that's the color that it changes to. This is purple and sandy brown. This has blue, purple, and red. This has some red in it. So I think with all the reds in it, the brown will help, will complement the chameleon powder. So that's what we're going to do. So I need to get some white. Okay. White. And brown. Metallic. You guys thought I was going to be prepared for this project. You thought incorrect. Okay. Here's the brown, and here's the white. Now, I don't know if any of you actually do resin or not, or if I'm just a mind-numbing thing to listen to. If you have two different whites, make sure you're not using the sinker white, because that's not going to do what you want it to do. It will, I think it would kind of work, but it would separate because it has alcohol in it, and if you use the alcohol, it separates in the resin and doesn't actually mix. So make sure you're using a pigment ink if you're planning on doing something like this. I took my gloves off because I didn't want to get resin all over the place, because you saw what was on my hands from the bottle. The outside of this is fine, and the stick is, you know, just a stick. So I'm good with what we got. And I always keep a cloth on hand in case I do get it on my hands. Which I think no matter what, you're always going to get it on your hands. So I'm going to put some white in here. Well, that's thick. Okay. Mix that up. Okay, so you can already see that it's making it less transparent, and that's what you want. Okay, so we got that. Now we got some brown. These are just generic resin colors. I'm pretty sure I got them from Temu. The ones that are actually named, so like this, I got from Amazon. You can literally just Google resin pigment, and it'll come up with a whole bunch of choices for pigment to buy. Okay. Alrighty, we'll put like 4 drops. It's probably too much. I tend to go overboard on my stuff. I get a little too excited about the colors and the amount of resin I need, but it's okay. It works out generally. I just may have to buy the colors more often. I'm trying to mix it to the bottom. The bottom still looks really white. Always scrape the sides when you're mixing. Okay, we're going to put some more in there. I may have to do a drop of black. Did put a lot of white in there. It's like chocolate milk. I'm going to put a drop of black in there, see if that helps. I'll need that hole small. Nope. I put way too much white in there. That's fine. I think I'm just going to go with this. I don't want to use half a bottle of ink. Yeah, I'm going to go with it. We'll see what happens. Not like I'm making this for myself. It's not like I'm making it for anybody else. So, if anything, I will have learned a lesson about the white pigment. But definitely make sure it says pigment ink and it doesn't say alcohol ink. I have done that before and it was rather frustrating. Okay. I'm going to pour slow around these crevices here in the face. Try and prevent any bubbles. Okay. Okay, where are we at? Looks like I still need some in the tail. And a little bit in the face. Just kind of spreading it to the edges. I think do for a little bit here. I'm not sure if the mold's crooked because it's pouring out here. Okay. I know the table's not crooked. The mold is crooked. So let's see, what can I put under there? Just might have to sand that down a bit. I was wondering why it was thicker in some places and not pulling correctly in others. That explains it. Okay. Yeah. So this is just another silicone mold thing. I can just peel it off. It won't fuse or anything like that. Alrighty. Well, it turned out more of a gray than a brown, but I think that'll work. I think that'll be fine. And I don't know if you can see, let me see if I can zoom in. Oh, can't zoom in. I don't know if you can see here, because it's pretty dark. The mica powder is floating, so I definitely put too much powder there. But I was also trying to kind of blend it between the phases, so like I blended it here with the two different colors, and then you had a little bit of extra with the legs and the tail. So it's not a huge deal. It's, like I said, I'm making this for myself, so it's not like anybody's going to be upset. Looks like it could have just been, let's see, this 20. Where's my marker here? It's 20. I probably could have made 80 milliliters and been fine because there's a little over 20 left. But that's fine. I'm still working on that shelf with all my excess resin. So I'm going to let this set, and then I'll be back to show the reveal. I'm hoping it looks cool. I definitely would have used a lot more mica powder if I just mixed it in the resin, because like I said, I tend to overuse colors and pigments. So me painting it definitely saved some of the mica powder. Also, I probably would have ended up with a lot of extra resin because you'd have to pour it each individually and then mix the color, and then, yeah, that would have been a whole ordeal. This is a lot easier, especially since it's one piece. If it was layered like the puzzle, where I poured all in the little crevices, the different colors, and then I poured the color over it and it still made the two different colors. If I could have done that, then you could definitely do parts of mica powder and the resin, but this is all one. That would have been a royal pain in the butt and definitely would have taken a lot longer to get done because you'd have to pour a little bit, let it set, pour a little bit, let it set, so on and so forth. So it didn't spread to the other parts. But so I'll see you in a bit for the reveal. I'm excited. Okay guys, we are set. So you can see it did leak over, but it's okay. It should come right off. Yep, there you go. Look at that nice peel. Okay. Alrighty. Put that away. I'm hoping that the mica powder comes out okay. Oh, come on. I don't want to show it until it's all the way out. I'm not looking, guys. I'm not cheating, I promise. Okay. Are we ready? I did like how this came out. This came out more of a gray, which I think would work too, so. Oh, I like that. That looks really cool. That needs to be trimmed off. It is still a little malleable up here. The thick is done, but either it's malleable or that's just how it is because it's thinner. But I really like how the mica powder came out. It looks really cool. I like that I did different colors. Going into the different color here, that turned out pretty cool. I was hoping to have more purple, but that's fine. I like it. I like how it looks. So there we go. Little alien. I'm definitely going to have to do another one of those. Try it with like a green instead. See if I can find a chameleon green, because most of mine are purples and reds. So, but that turned out cool. Also, I wanted to show you. So I've been mentioning that I've been trying to make a shelf with all my excess resin. The sides I already have made, so all I'm making are the actual shelves that go in between to hold my resin dye, and I think this turned out pretty cool. It's just all of my, I have no clue if you can even see this, yeah. All of the excess resin that I've had. So this was the last resin that I used for this. But I could have never come up with that pattern myself if I tried. So I like how it did its own thing, and it turned out really cool looking. So again, don't waste resin. Always have some like either little small things that you can make, little small molds, or something big like you know, like the shelf mold, or I have a bowl mold that I did this with. Always use any extra resin you have. You don't want to waste that because it's not exactly cheap, but just thought I'd show you. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. Throw me a like, maybe a comment if you have any suggestions or comments, which is what it references. So I guess try and stay cool this summer, and I will see you later.